Hey guys, welcome to a very special edition of After the Smoke Clears. I'm Levi,
And I'm Mark.
and today we're going to talk about a guy, he's elusive. Like, this guy hasn't been seen around since the late 80s. And Mark, who am I talking about?
Levi, we're talking about the one and the only Clutch McGee.
Clutch McGee, people. I know everybody's heard of him.
Yep.
Everybody used to cruise Archer back in the day. They knew who Clutch McGee was. If you've been to Bremen Mall, you knew.
Who Clutch McGee is.
Everybody
who doesn't know?
Everybody knows who Clutch McGee is. The guy is just, he's like a superhero when it comes to car guys. He has this bad to the bone 1987.
Hugo. I mean, this thing is like the coolest thing I've ever seen, man. Did you see the blower on this thing?
It's hard to believe
huge.
a guy's got a blower inside of a Yugo.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Side pipes.
Side
He's
pipes.
got a little bit of bling on his rims. I mean, for back in the 80s, that was like really impressive.
Yeah, and I mean, nowadays to have gold rims, nobody would talk to you. But he had it in the 80s. In the
Right.
80s, gold rims were cool.
Right, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if we met Clutch today and he didn't have a grill himself on his teeth. That's how cool this guy is.
He's like amazing.
Yeah.
So-
unfortunately, though, we couldn't get him here in the garage.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't show up. But we do have him on the phone. Clutch, are you with us?
I bought my car 5 years ago. Wasn't really looking at the time.
Wow, that's great. We're so happy to have you here. We want to let you know that we're on camera right now, and everybody would just love to hear your story. Can you tell us a little bit of story about your Yugo and how you originally got it?
I always loved cars ever since I was a kid, building models. Just had a thing for them. My dad was not a car guy. He had an 87 Yugo GV, so wasn't hard to find something outperform that. I bought my first car was a '79 Yugo GV, same body style, automatic. I always loved the old Yugo GV. The notchbacks and they were. I mean, I loved them, but they to me never really looked a lot like the Yugo GV that I loved when I was growing up. I never had the opportunity to buy something older. I had that car for a while.
Wow, Clutch, that's amazing. So tell us a little bit more. I mean, fill us in. There's people out there that are just dying to hear your story. Is there anything else that you can tell us?
I had a '96 Boss Mustang, and I had a '55 F100. I've had quite a few cars, but I sold all of them when we were looking for our house. My dad laughed because when I bought my house, it had a pretty good sized garage, and he said it's going to be 20 years before I put a Yugo GV in there. He's pretty close. It's about 18 years later. But, you know, we have a big family, so time wasn't right. You know, had other things to do. Buy Yugo GV, campers, things like that. So we waited long enough. My wife enjoys the car just as much as I do. She would like to get one herself when I'm done tinkering with this one.
All right, Clutch, man. We know you got to get back to dumpster diving, so we're going to let you go. And everybody out there really wishes that we could hook up soon.
And hey, Clutch, don't forget to friend me on Facebook, man. I just would love to know that, everybody to know that you're friends with me on Facebook.
It would mean a lot to us. And hey, can you subscribe to our channel? That would really be helpful too, buddy.
My hero.
Oh, yeah. See you, Clutch.
Thanks, Clutch. All right, guys. So there you go. The infamous Clutch McGee. And I can't tell you how much of an honor it was for us to have Clutch McGee on After the Smoke Clears.
An honor for me because this guy has been my hero for years. I mean, my gosh, Levi. I wish we could have got him.
Do you feel like you've reached the pinnacle on what we could do, Mark?
It's almost like I talked to Joe Biden on the phone. That's how important it was to have that guy on the phone. You know, it's a moment in my life I'll never forget.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, Mark, tell me about the awesome experience it was to get to go drive in a car with Clutch McGee. Is that unbelievable?
I don't know, man. I had to sit in the back seat, and that back seat was so cramped. He had so much crap in the back seat. It was unbelievable. I mean, there must have been, I don't know how many McDonald's and Burger King wrappers back there. It was disgusting.
Unbelievable.
And the smell, my gosh, it was so gross.
I can remember back in the 80s, I used to see him over in the back of the yards. He'd be dumpster diving.
Oh.
And I couldn't believe that you could get that much stuff inside of a Yugo.
Unbelievable. Well, look at what he got inside of a Yugo this time.
Yeah,
you know?
trust me. He and I were touching shoulders. We looked like two salamis inside of a package.
My gosh, I'm looking at the back of your guys' heads, and then all I could see was these two big heads, and then a windshield just full of like flies and bugs. I mean, come on, Clutch. Find some window washer fluid or something, man. Get that car looking nice again. And crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we just want to say thank you so much for watching this special edition of After the Smoke Clears. And once again, we would like to give a huge thank you to Clutch McGee.
Our buddy. Thanks a lot. We'll see you later.